Hey folks, Nick Tucker here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before I get into that, and I'm joined by Joe Bachman, got to pay some bills. And since it involves Joe, it's okay. You can't get mad. We are first and foremost made possible by our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and creatives. If you're looking for a place where you can be hosted without the hassles of social media, consider joining today. Use my code and I get a little kickback. Use this code and you get it half off. Limited time restrictions may apply. Haha. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to being able to teach it to others. And most importantly, the people who are the real heroes behind the scene are my Patreon folks, which I'm in the wrong folder to see my Patreon thing come up for some reason. No, it should be there. Anyway, patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. These stalwarts are how I'm able to afford gear and resources to make things work. They're listed below. Off in the Woods, Frog G, Ronald Rain. That's Bladed Thesis, folks. He changes his name every other week, but still Bladed Thesis. Brian K. Moore, Sidney Kep, and the man, the myth, the legend, my OG, Mr. Steve Augusto. I literally could not do it without your support, and I appreciate it. Now, we are all gathered here today, friends, in memory and mourning of the wonderful Shakespeare event that Joe has arranged now 2 years in a row. And you guys know Joe. Joe Bachman does a lot of things. He's a member of the guild. I would not be functional without Joe. Like, on levels that it's unholy to discuss. It's just, his version of RAM was to gift me with my likely Decepticon PC that may or may not come to life and try to kill me. But if it does, it'd be like, you know what, dude, you earned at least first shot. But I could not do it without him. So he also is on the New Chicago Parks Department board, right?
Yep.
And through an arrangement with some folks over at the Gary Shakespeare Company, which, oh my gosh, are they awesome people,
Yes,
set up a wonderful program involving Shakespeare in the park, and we have this habit of opening for them when they're in New Chicago. We've done it twice. It's been a rousing success, which means we have new live footage of sparring and shenanigans for you guys to watch.
And this year was far better than last year as far as the heat and humidity was concerned.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, last year it was 120 degrees and 120% humidity. Yes, it was
in the shade.
In the shade, yes. It was actually generating more water. Like it was swelling up. We swam to the list field, and I wish I were joking, but I nearly grew gills that event. And I think I don't think I had to go to the bathroom for 2 days because of how much I sweated. I'm not even being right. But we had some sparring. We had an impromptu glaive lesson for one of the audience members.
I do have some video footage of that too.
Cool. So Joe's got footage. Now what we're going to do is he's going to roll some. I have some more, and I'm going to be taking all mine and putting it up for the Patreon folks as soon as my computer wants to be done talking to my phone. So
send me the link to the folder you're throwing that into on Google Drive, and I will upload my videos also for you to throw.
Awesome. I already did the share with approve. So okay. You know what? I will do this because I am literally right here. And I will say share, copy link.
No, we're not pre-recorded, Sarah. We're live.
We are live and online and insane. You wouldn't get this quality of content, of listening to me mutter as I go. I have to send a link to Joe so I don't forget, using my incredibly dubious internet. So, yes, this is part of the joy of live television, folks. Unscripted, unplanned, and in your face. There we go. Joe, it is in your Facebook Messenger, hopefully,
Yep, just
barring
got it.
disaster, and we can get those up. I will be doing more videos on this, but we should be able to.
I am a very good techno mage, Johnny. I am not that good of a techno mage.
Oh dear, Johnny's here.
Yep.
Have no fear, Johnny's here. I haven't looked at the comments yet. Shall we blast through a bunch of the comments and then show some sword fight videos?
Let's blast them.
I almost went reaching for my not the green room sign. Anyway, which I rarely need here. Okay. Foxy's greeting everyone with evening, everyone. Thesis is saying hi. Hello. And greetings, and greetings. You guys know me too well. Evening, this is weird. I was watching NTF on the rerun and now watching you here. Yes, you've traveled forward in time and space. Are you a time lady, Sarah? And hi, all. Hi, Alec.
Hey, Alec.
From your favorite steak. I can't believe the kid said that. Anyway. And interrupt me, to throw verbal elbows when I'm running a chat. I'm still at the beginning-ish of NTF. Oh, it's going to be a thing. Yes, everyone is in the green room. From what I've heard today, is one of those they need the green room bad. I'm okay with that. Foxy says, hi, Alec. Sobbing, says Alec, not literally, as I work for stuff for tomorrow. Cramming stuff, but taking time anyways. Listening as I work. Rock on. Hiya, Foxy. How was your day? Alex said, pretty busy. And is this pre-recorded? Yes, Sarah, this is a recording. Please leave your name and number after the tone. Anyway. Beep, beep, Richie. Anyway. That would be a good tone to add for something like that. Ooh, okay. Keep that blood sugar up and where it needs to go. Get that toasty here. Oh, yay. That's what a pre-recorded trickster would say. See, the nice thing is Joe is not, he is a techno mage of no small water, but literally the high strangeness bends and circles around me. So we really don't know whether this could be pre-recorded, and we're just that good at guessing your comments. The world may never know, because when people watch it later, it will be pre-recorded. And greetings from Thesis for Folks, and everyone needs to get out of the green room and get in here. Unfortunately, they have the audacity to be social rather than watch applied violence. It's really embarrassing. LOL. Evening. Hi, Johnny. Everybody loves Johnny. I love Johnny. I don't mind it. Oh, hang on. Now I know where I'm commenting and not seeing everyone. Oh, you're on the wrong thing. Yes, you're supposedly a steak. I still sob. It's not your fault. You have a good-looking dad. With like half a hair poofing every which way because it's been one of those days. I'm dead sexy in my Hawaiian shirt, I do clean up nice, though.
Looking good there, Doc Brown.
You wouldn't believe it. But the world may find out. Because I make this look good. No, Athesis is sharing the link for his Saturday stream and the review, world premiere for his new summer ad. Cool.
Nice.
All right, we have blasted through the comments. Nice, guys. Apparently, wanting to see violence. Like I said, dead sexy, yo. Anyway.
And we get started off with about almost 6 minutes of Nick and Trey sparring.
Ooh. And however this is being done, I'm not being forced to unmute myself, so that's rocking.
I'm just sharing the screen.
No, I love it. So right now we are trying to decide. Now you guys are going to miss all the funny bits and the conversation, which is fine, because your suffering amuses me. But right now it's what do you want to play? What are we going to break out? Shenanigans and a lovely close up to me bending over in my cloak. I'm really glad because those leggings are fit appropriate, but let's see, that's that. Not showing me it's live on Nick's YouTube page. That's because I don't stream this to my YouTube. I stream all my Historical Fencing Guild things to the Historical Fencing Guild channel. It's wearing a Hawaiian shirt today. And hello from the green room. Jealousy intensifies. Oh, this was a beautiful bit of play. What we're rocking right now, and you could be jealous, are the lovely polypropylene rapiers that we got. I originally got them from Medieval Collectibles, but I found them on Amazon for the same price and free shipping. So I have about 6 of these guys. And right now we're just talking about how very, very pretty we are. And I'm breaking in some newish garb. I like the cape. I think it's dashing.
Mm-hmm. And I did turn down the volume because I forgot she was testing the microphones at that point. That's what that loud screeching sound just was.
Yeah, there's a lot of very odd things going in the background.
Yeah.
You might not be, but you could fix that and get subscribed to the Fencing Guild page very easily. That's the Historical Fencing Guild, all one word. Look for the white boot. Click like, share, and subscribe so I can keep doing this because the Facebook algorithm tries to keep me from it. Now, there's a lot of talking and working for the crowd. I have lost a dagger, and someone will comment to me that my dagger is down.
Yeah, that was me.
And yes, I'm being very safe in my standard adventure hat, but it fits with the outfit.
It does.
It's somewhere between that and the elastic, like, day glow green shoelaces. There's something going on. That's close. We understand. And the cape is amazing. Thank you. And Majestic Cryptid. We try. There are allegations that are made, and whatever happens during a show is different. As I often say, you are allowed to laugh at the funny bits. And Trey's in her classic, I believe she's dressed as a lesbian lumberjack right now.
Pretty much.
Which is totally in her fashion bailiwick. Gigante! And yes, that was what we both yelled because we both fell into Gigante because we've been fighting each other for 20 plus years. But gosh, that cape is dashing. I am very pleased with the cape.
See, and this is why I love watching you two fight, because it's like watching a mirror.
It's really strange sometimes. But, I mean, of the people I've trained and worked with, I make no hesitation that Trey is my best student and my successor should, anything fall on my head or sea truck catch me in the mailbox or whatever. So she's also the only person I have really credited, with a slight exception for Jim and his family, with being able to teach my method. So.
Oh, hey, that's where the, I thought it was this video that the thing fell over. I just was never able to find the actual part of that clip. Let's see. There we go.
And it rises from the ashes. And we both realize what happened. And see, what you're seeing there is me going, it's very nice. Yes. Trelane and I have fought, and I've taught her all my dirty tricks. So we spend a lot of time trying to circle each other so that the sun is in their eyes. It's really, really deucedly unkind. But it works.
The hat was doing a decent job of shading your eyes, though.
Oh, yes. That is the hat I don't leave the house without, mostly because I have extreme light sensitivity, and it's gotten actually worse as I've aged. The new medicines fix that. And
I think this is where you said you can laugh at the funny bits, and I yelled back when the funny bit's going to start, and you didn't hear me.
That was devastating. And if you want the audio, you're going to have to go on my Patreon to get access to all this. That's right. I'm actually going to give some goodies to like Frog G and Off in the Woods. That would be when we decided headshots would be more fun.
which is the next video coming up.
Ooh. Well, let's see. Any comments? We have, boy, do I understand that, Nick. I burn before the drop of hat. Yeah, no, I will not just burn. I literally get dizzy, pass out, and become very, very sick, and have to like slink into a darkened room for several hours to reset. It is photosensitivity. Wow.
I guess I can hit play now.
And yes, there are cars slowing down to watch. There's also supposed to be a stop sign, which is why they're slowing down.
Yeah, it's about right here. But no, this is, if you listen, Nick, you can hear what you said to Trey. I'm so proud of you for using the sun to try to blind me.
Yep. Oh, it means she has learned the right and proper way. The other thing, and I haven't gotten to do it yet, is I want to take the stills from last year and the stills from this year, because there's a bit of progress on my part, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, about 50 pounds. But so we're getting there. I still have about 50 to go that I would like to lose, but we'll see what's going on. Ah! See, because it's a show, I'm not allowed to keep my pets. Wow, that's amazing. And what's this? I was pouring sweat, walking over. Oh, looking for a missing man. They found him. Lost track of how long I was walking looking. You're a good person, Sarah. And greetings. And oh God, they found him. And like I said, Foxy, while filming today, I'm used to people staring at me when I go out public with spear swords. Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful. You guys are good people. And we are just kind of dorking around because at least one of my parry daggers kind of went on walkabout. I'm still trying to find out if is accidentally in somebody's bag. But it wouldn't be a problem except they discontinued them. So it will force me to buy the Purple Heart Armory ones and try them, I suppose.
Oh, darn.
I know.
That's the end of that one.
Well, right, I'm just hoping people are enjoying the clips of the eclipse. Now, because of the heat, while it was not violently deadly, it was still unpleasant. We did have to take breaks to hydrate and cool down.
So here is one that people don't normally get to see.
Oh, do you have that one?
It's me fighting.
Yes. It is tragic that you guys aren't getting to hear the commentary on these. I really should have tucked the tail of my Gorget, but that's okay. And I will actually have to save up and get myself a new fencing mask. My first mainline fencing mask is the one I'm wearing now, and it actually, during the water break, got wet and we didn't realize it, so it had some rust on the edges, which means I probably need to retire that. And
I heard my wife laugh in this video just a second ago, and I went looking around for her.
You see, it is funny because it shares the screen but not the audio. So
the audio is playing. It's just we're so muffled with the masks on, it's very hard to hear us.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like I can hear.
And here I am tying up Joey because, you know, it has to happen once in a while. And it's kind of neat because you can see the old edition of the Dussix that Purple Heart Armory put out and the new ones, which I had forgotten I bought that.
I was going to say, I have the older version, I believe, don't I?
Yes, sir. Yours actually has a bit more flex than mine because I think you have the one that's narrow and then flares.
Yeah.
But some people were going, you know, full crazy. Oh, don't worry about the vehicles. We parry them when they get in the way.
Yeah. I didn't even see them drive by when we were in the middle of our bout here.
And it seems like
And
Sarah,
Dusik is my preferred sword to use.
it's a good sword. It's a beautiful sword. I love Dussiks. Don't get me wrong. Now we're just kind of, there's a lot of screwing around that happens at these shows because you could tell I am BSing because my head is bobbling. Oh yeah, this is what I put up with all the time against everybody. And I believe that was Carl's unexpected redhead.
Yes.
That's one of the members of the Shakespeare, the Gary Shakespeare Company. And it's like, can't miss that neon green. Yes, I'm debating making full garb type situations in the construction colors just because I can. And, long live the Construction Coven, Trelena's semi-mythological organization. By the way, points to anyone who points out what is very, very wrong with this picture. Because I had forgotten something rather significant. And it's gotten at least this way through the bout. And yes, I will call myself out for making mistakes too.
And that's the end of that one.
I did that whole bout and the previous one with my neck knife still on. So if you look, you can see the green.
Yeah, I started looking. I'm like, oh yeah, I see the little bit of neon green there.
Well, there is a lot of non-fighting when we're fighting people's ranges. There's a lot of thought and
there's a lot of thought. There's a lot of trying to see who's going to make the first mistake.
yes, and
and that's one of the reasons why you see, like, a lot of times if you watch videos of Nick and Trey fighting, because they have fought together for so long and Nick trained her, it's they're basically circling each other going, okay, who's going to stumble first to give that little bit of an opening.
This is a great comment, and yes, there was a lot of crap talking too. The shields were larger. Is that thing over there? What we did, because I was traveling so far and I didn't know what gear I needed, we brought the bucklers because I know Trey has one and I have one, so it's equivalent gear. I also, a lot of times the shield that I personally use is much larger, but it's a riot shield. And in the past, people have been confused about what our organization is about. So I've learned to be hesitant where I bring the riot shield. Going near to Gary with a riot shield not being a cop is probably not the best idea.
Now, this next video I have queued up is actually you showing the girl how to use
glaive. This is
a big long thing that go think.
Yes, this is I don't normally do this sort of thing in conversation. Is this the first or second part?
This is the second part because I didn't realize that no one went over and hit record on my phone.
If
because
you want to go on.
I was gonna say, because I was over talking to the council members that were there, and
yeah, you had multiple jobs to do.
Yeah. So, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I do not normally do this, but I was asking the crowd what they wanted. And they're like, teach her. She's going to Chicago. Make her learn how to use a weapon. I said, okay. come on down, and she wanted to learn glaive. So we had a bit of it. Her name was Isabel, and she was delightful. Thank you so much, Isabel, for both allowing us to run footage of you and being a good sport. And see, what we have here is instruction, and I have to do hand over hand sometimes. So you have to. We kind of missed the free sparring to see how she moved.
Mm-hmm.
But some people learn better side by side. Some people learn better mirroring, and some people you have to reach around and go. And this is how it works. So you will get to see my famous Keanu Reeves grade of contact reach. Because the hardest part when you're learning the initial figure eight of a glaive is the wrap shot. So I'm explaining to her what she's targeting. God, I feel like we're watching Adventures with Bill. You know? Look, everybody, I am very carefully not touching the woman in any way. This is me not getting sued. And then it comes around and she let go, but
yeah.
Which I couldn't see that she let go. I was like, oh. And the neat part is at those glaives were actually some of the prettiest boffers I've ever made. I was very proud of them. And I instantly gave them away at the end of the show. But I want to put a huge shout out to Cindy Kep because she donated the duct tape that was used for that. And that means I could give that away and show, you know, how inexpensive making gear can be. But unfortunately, there's a lot more talky talk because I'm working on that's me demonstrating real practical techniques.
Yeah.
What would you do if somebody was attacking you? Run away! Mm-hmm. But using this style is very good for picking up a broomstick. Yep. It's always wobbly. Yep. And see, I did it over there so I could see what her offhand was doing.
Mm.
Yeah, runaway is a totally valid tactic.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes around. And it's one of those that once you get it, it's great. But afterwards, it's such a pain. And see, I hope that she is local enough. Yeah, I was talking about the size of the people I usually work with and having to always be angled up. And she was a good sport. Like I said, she was such a good sport, I gave her the glaive. And then her colleague said, if I had one, I'd beat the tar out of her and make sure she drilled. So I went, okay. Amanda, order up. We need another glaive.
Right.
Oh, yes. And Doggo in the background, yes. And that's why I film things the way I do, because Foxy's talked about not being able to mirror things. And that's why I want to reshoot the whole Historical Fencing Guild opening video. I'm working on a plan so that we can have Trey at an angle to me, like 90 degrees, so people can see it from the side and the front. It's just kind of challenging. You came up with something.
So this next video, this is you and Trey double dagger.
Oh, that's right. We did do double dagger that day. Because we didn't have the usual daggers we used.
Mm-hmm.
And that shenanigans happened.
Yep. Well, that was when the crowd, you asked what the crowd wanted to see, and they said they were promised death.
Yes. Well, to my credit, the Shakespeare people promised that there would be death.
Yeah.
Not me, because dying is not something I'm very good at. I've spent a lot of time avoiding that particular skill set. And we are babbling and talking about things, and there's no shenanigans being plotted at all live as we are doing this, because this is all carefully rehearsed. I still say my death was better than the actors' deaths. I just want to put that out there. That was a good death. I was pulling dirt and junk out of my mask. Are you not entertained?
Trey yelled that, and I yelled back, no.
See, Alec has seen me have to do the I'm inside at the library by myself version of this kind of act.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot more shenanigans and chatting up the crowd and just being, yes, me and Trey being dorky. You have to understand, there are a few forms of play I have that are more fun than sword fighting with Trelena Bachman. Now, see, if I were honorable, I would put my other weapon away. But I've taught Trey too well, so no, I won't. I've earned that advantage. Dang it.
Well, that was the end of that one.
Okay. And like I said, we missed a few, but we went for about an hour overall.
Mm-hmm. I got one final one here. Oh, this is you and Amanda.
Ah, yes, this is something very seldom seen. Alec will enjoy this greatly. And I have a lot of
our actual heavy arms fighter.
Amanda keeps the barbarian and librarian, and glaive is her specialty, not mine. So you'll notice there is a lot more. Nick is being careful here. And she got my arm, so I have to be sexy. Oh, did I get her arm too? Oh, this is one-hand armed glaive fighting. That sucks. Oh, it's no fun. And that would be the kill she got on me. Yes. I need to make another set. She was like, these are too wibbly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mandy doesn't show up on camera very often. She's a little shy. And now this absolute giant, this wonderful blessed woman still has the wound on her toe, and the stitches are out, but it hasn't fully healed yet. So it's great fun. And actually very soon, because Joe and Trey are going to have weekends off, we're going to start having regular practices as soon as I can find a way to make the backyard passable. You'll get a lot more footage like that. And the people who are local will get to see it. Sadly, because Alec is still just a bit underage, I can't have him over. Just because I don't want to be the creeper who does programs at the library that invites the teenagers to his house. You know what I mean? I don't want any misconceptions. But
yeah, that was some of the scenes from the last Saturday.
And we will have more later from different angles, and we might even get the audio tinkered around to hear some of it. Because, like I said, when I am sparring without I am putting on a show audience, there is a lot more fighting and a lot less pausing for chatting with the crowd. Because I was answering questions as things were being laid out. So it's a different rhythm. But thank you for setting that up, Joe.
Yeah.
Now, oh, yes, she said it was worth it. And she was happy to be out on the field. She really was. And I'm going to get her back out real soon. I just have to make another set of trainer glaives that are fairly lightweight, but a little stiffer, probably with a thicker grip because, she prefers a little more than the grip.
I need to start using the rapiers more.
Yeah, they handle very different. I wanted to play with the black doggo in the background. I got to pet the doggo. It was glorious. And their owners had an axolotl chucker for the ball. So I'm like, we'll talk about ancient prehistoric weapons. But it was a good time. Yes. And it reminded me why I love doing what I do. So we're going to try to do that. I have to talk to Joe and Trey about scheduling because I know it's a haul to come down. That's why at least we try to feed you. Now, I'm glad I got this to myself. If I didn't, the players would be feral beasts, I swear. Well, Alec, be sure to send them the link so that they can be all kinds of feral, because I look good. Yes.
Yeah, and it's actually fairly level for
Yes.
being
I
the
mean,
old town dump.
if I had the means and there was more parking, because parking is the bane of that site, I would try to have like a mini Ren Fair there. It would
Mhm.
be perfect for a miniature Ren Fair. I mean, not like a huge thing, but
Yeah.
I could see what 10 to 15 somewhere in there, type rigs out. That would be just about enough space for something like that, and then
Mhm.
have like an open center sparring area or whatever for folks to see. But oh, it's a blast. I love doing what I've done, and for the last 20 years I've been at it. Also, Sarah, if you want to see more when you're after this is done, just go back to go back in this. And if you go back quite a ways, there are a lot of sparring sessions. And in the old days when I had a functioning video editor, it'll come up this sparring event, this weapon and this fighter. And
Mhm.
it was vaguely articulated instead of the live stream shenanigans that I pull now because they're easier. And it's even easier when I can enlist, beg, plead uh, Joe to run the stuff, so I don't even have to run the videos. I mean, this is golden times. This is like sweet. And let's see, who wants to see Nick looking cool in a red cape? Where? Foxy still has an axolotl kit I bought her for her birthday a few years back that she needs to put together and decorate. Hint, hint, ton of bricks. And after NTF is done, currently paused for this show. Of course, plenty of
Yep.
time, but there is literally years of content where you can see the evolution, and you'll actually be able to see, my health go well, go badly, come back up, go badly again.
And if you go far enough back, you'll see another example of where I had held the sword out onto Nick's head. Only this would be with Rich's.
Then she was then going. They were then a she going by the name of Sarah, short for
Mhm.
Seraphim. Now they are they going by Crow.
Yep.
But they were 6 years old and had longer reach than me.
I highly advise finding that video. It's a great
Yeah,
video.
I will. What I will do is I will look it up. And Joe and I are, what are we about? It's not that bad. I always forget. It's like 45 minutes, an hour.
About an hour 5, hour 10 for me to get down there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting about the stupid traffic in Maryville.
Yeah.
And let's see. So yes, we do live quite close together, relatively. I used to be closer, and yes, we spar weekly. And as the temperatures are back settled, because I refuse to fight anywhere near 100 degrees, it's just not safe.
Mhm.
The heat nearly killed me once. I'm not going to give it another chance. But I would love to, in the summer, in the fall, set up something where I can reach out to folks who are like Sarah, and possibly Dawn, who was there for all of this, and have them, come out here and get to watch the fighting. I think that might be a really great event, but I'd have to have everything in my yard fixed to do that, which means I'm going to have to hire someone or actually get over my own pride and ask for help, which is something I'm mechanically incapable of doing because that means I am bothering people. But we're done, but they are closest. And gotcha. And can't wait till 2025. Me either. Indiana, Illinois. We are in Utah. Another response to the comment. Me thighs. Live 20 hours away from Nick and Joe. Okay. Or Foxy and Thesis. Yeah. And you're in Charleston, 2 hours away from Terre Haute. Okay. whew, saying where I live does no good because it is an itty bitty teeny weeny little town. So Fowler is easier to locate, and that is exactly 100 miles from Chicago and 100 miles from Indianapolis. But where I live is not far from the border and only a little bit south of Kentland, Indiana, which is right on the corner of 41 and 24. Oh, really? Are we doing this? We're doing this. Okay, go ahead. Oh, wait, we need to be in this format, though, so that, we're not blocking. And you should be able to... Are you running your screen? Because you should be able to set that to full screen.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Occasionally, I get accused of sneaking a longer blade into a fencing bout. Or, using some kind of... I've got longer arms than folks. This came up at an earlier practice, so we're settling it again to prove a point. This is Sarah. And how old are you, Sarah? How old are you?
6.
That's what she's 6 years old. Now, what I'm going to do is so that we're at level height. That way I'm not using angles or any trickery. We're almost the same height because I'm a hobbit and her dad's a giant techno Viking. Now, honey, put your sword right in the middle of my forehead, fully extended. Can you hold the weight up okay? Put it right there. Now I want to show some people what I have to deal with. I caught a part of her coat. Go ahead. I am at full maximum extension and I can flip her coat that's hanging down.
And she still has some flex in her arm.
Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear any gripe that I'm cheating. Okay? Thank you. This has been a public service announcement from the Historical Fencing Guild. Support your local swordmaster.
Anyway, that's because I was young, Sarah. You'll notice none of this is showing.
So that video is from, at least according to YouTube, 9 years ago.
That sounds about right. So, like when I say there is a lot of video, you can see us in full armor. There are videos of us sparring across snow-capped like snow mounds, and it's 20 below at that park. And I'm not being facetious. Like normal temperature before wind chill, 20 below, and we are bundled up sword fighting like nut jobs.
Actually, speaking of the going over snow mounds, that was actually one of the... I'm just going to pull it up here real quick.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I haven't thought about Lundy in a few decades.
Right.
Well, that was 2015, so that's about 10 years older.
Man, I've had that Dusek since 2015.
Trey had hers. Yours came later. But yeah.
Oh, I thought we got those at the same time.
You know what? You did. I forgot. I thought
Okay, that is how tall of a snowdrift they're on.
Bigger than the cut.
That's Manda running the camera right now. As you can see, we are being completely safe and reasonable. Yes, it is funny. Thesis mentions he found my channel because he saw me sparring with Sword Sage. I wish we had the video of the first part of that when I was doing very, very well. And Sword Sage didn't look so good, but that mysteriously disappeared. But love the car for scale. Yes. Well, we don't have a Kevin for scale in this one, but yeah. So Joe's just going through grabbing. Safe. Yes, that was dumb. Looking back, I admit it was dumb. I don't hide that I did it. Yes, Kevin for scale. I need to get a life-size cutout of Kevin Conroy just to use that for things. Clunk Kevin for scale. It's beautiful.
And if you go back, you will actually see more videos of me sparring. There are videos of me on there. There's videos of Richie sparring.
Yeah, they go way back. And there are a lot of videos of me and Amanda, our friend Jim. You can actually You can track his journey through cancer treatment and remission by his hair length. There's some really great videos tucked away throughout these, and I do hope maybe I should just have Joe come on one of these days and do a planned retrospective. I mean, we're coming up on have I been doing this channel for 10 years?
Oh, easily.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, well, the video of Crow was 9 years ago.
Yeah, so.
And there were still videos farther back than that.
Yeah, so what we'd have to do is go all the way back to the first sparring demo where I show the premeditated isn't as fun. Okay, so what you're saying is in the next 15 minutes, you want Joe to just randomly grab videos from the list and bring them up and either make me suffer or amusement. Okay. Go for it.
That can be done. Actually, there was a good one here. And it's actually a good one. Where'd it go?
Because Joe's internet is good enough to do things like this. Mine would be very angry with me if I tried to stream and then double stream like that.
Here we go. Nick and Jim spar with Venetians and riot shields.
Yes! That's a good video. You're not...
Yep. Pulling up.
Got you. Okay, so this one's at my current residence. Location. You know, that is a railroad loading grain silo. And yeah, we look good. Jim looks good in this. This is one of Jim's best videos.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Jim's progress because he was a great defensive fighter, but he was fighting multiple weapons. And I said, no, let's put a shield in your hand. And then most people came to me, why did you have to do that? Why did you put a shield in Jim's hand? You know, like, I'm noticing that high vis is the unofficial color of the color pattern of the Fencing Guild.
I will pass that on to Trey.
Oh my gosh. I know that since there's already a Lego hybrid, a Lego cryptid version of Nick that has been done. Horns.
Yeah, Nick was, or not Nick. Jim was. I've fought with Jim before, and he has become more offensive.
Oh yes,
than he used to be. A lot more.
Jim can be downright offensive. Anyway,
his defense, even with being more offensive than he was, his defense was so good it was hard to get a hit on the man.
Oh yes.
And by you putting a damn shield in his hand, did not help.
And to answer the question, hey Trey, make Nick a cryptid plushie we can carry about to different cons and such. Okay, so yes, there is. Make him into a marketable plushie as a cryptid. Y'all. Nobody wants a plushie of me. Oh yeah, foam surrounding the plastic blade. And I've done used boffers for training, and I've actually trained boffer groups. So now that the boffer groups I work with, and I've worked with, fight more like this, even though they're boffers and with different shields. Yes. There's a lot, and I'm sorry, I know I'm missing comments, but I'm in full analysis mode, which is why I tell people if you are training and sparring, record it. See what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong. And this is interesting because Jim is actually left-handed. So now he's trying with his offhand.
Which is funny because I'm left-handed, but I fight right-handed.
That's true too. And that's why I was able to get a shot in, because the geometry of fighting somebody opposite-handed, and this was, you don't need your glasses, do you? Like I said, we were not safe back then. And Sarah, if you want to learn from me, and you could get transport at some time, we can make arrangements. I'm not even kidding. I love training people, basics. And there are a couple, like the Amp Guard group. I've never recommended an Amp Guard group in all the years I've done this. So what you're going to hear is actually quite shocking. But the Illinois Amp Guard group that is active, and I used to have their flyer. I have a bunch of them somewhere that show up at LodgeCon it's like by Bourbonnais, they fight well enough for an Amp Guard group, because they can't do headshots, which drives me nuts. And train well enough, I have no problem actually recommending them. They seemed like really decent people. And you know what? If you wanted to just come and watch, like I said, we could set up some kind of event for the digital guild who are local and the local guild to all come together, and we'll just try to arrange the parking best we can and have, sparring and shenanigans, and probably a whole lot of roasted hot dogs or something. Because there's usually fire and there's usually food. These are things that are necessary. And occasionally, on the right night, when the mood hits right, you get to hear some ghost stories. See, I'm playing a bit with Jim. And one thing you need to know is our calibration is so trained, because I train my students to be insanely in control of their calibration, that we can use fully rigid plastic things, and not only are we done, we don't get there aren't even bruises. Not because the weapons are safer, but because the fighters are safer. Which I know it looks reckless at this point, but I have found a lot of people get boffers and they feel so safe that they're more destructive. And double kills! Love is a hug with a double kill at the end. That's from 2019, right before the dark days. And yes, I love cookouts. I love grilling. Bratwursts can totally happen. And since my phone is on a tripod, you get a lot of videos of me walking off. But I'm
going to play one or two more here real quick. Okay, so this is one of me and Jim sparring with the Dussicks.
I like the
Dussick and
format.
Dagger.
I might have to bring that back. And yes, by doing this, you can see how much my weight has fluctuated over the years. And that's Trelane in the background with our friend. I can't remember which handle she wants to go whenever she's mentioned online, so I'm just going to say our friend for now. That's back when I was wearing a black neck knife. Ooh. And look at these guys go. There's a very snap clash rhythm to them. Ironically, I'll be seeing Jim tomorrow because Jim is coming down. So, yeah.
I must have worked that day, and we must have came down right after I got off work.
Yep. I can't remember.
Jim switches position with the dagger.
Yep. Jim loves the proper reverse grip for rondel dagger. I kind of hope Johnny's still around. I think he might enjoy some of these shenanigans. But, God, my house is overgrown right now. But.
Oh, he must have gotten my arm at one point.
Yep. But see, your defense is a lot better and your defense is more classical. you almost naturally fall into the saber A-frame defenses. And I love that about you, Joe. We just got to get you guys sparring more, too.
Yeah.
Be ashamed if you were to start coming down regularly.
I do miss it.
Well, it's right there. Wait, the threat still stands. Reach out or marketable plushie time. So if I don't talk to people about getting lawn work done, okay. Well, I can't stop you guys from trying to do that. So we shall see. You know I'm not the boss of such things. You want something done around here, ask Amanda. That's good.
My sword hand, I was about to go at him, this dagger. That would not have ended well for me.
No, that would have definitely not. And one of the differences you see from Jim here and at different points is he got much more aggressive.
Yeah.
You talked about that, but it's not just more aggressive. This was the time where he was actually ramping up quite a bit. We had to keep an eye on it. But yeah, okay, you talk to Amanda. You see how well that goes. You're not the boss of me now. And what I love is our stuff isn't always pretty. It isn't always refined, and everybody fights a little different. Because my job is not to teach you how to fight. It's to teach you how to find your fight. Man, my hair was so short back then. I think 2020 aged the heck out of me.
2020 aged the heck out of a lot of us.
But yes, you can dig through and see all sorts of bizarre shenanigans. And I really need to get some knife throwing done. I've been itching to do it. That's not Nick. That's actually a crypt.
I don't think I actually got a single kill on Jim this whole sparring match.
No, he was cranked. I remember that day.
Yeah.
I think you got his hand real good at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, rocking that dad bod back then.
Yeah, that was when he became even harder to actually hit, and this was the last one I wanted to play real quick.
Go ahead.
You
can
it's only
play
3 minutes. Jim and Richie longsword.
Oh, they went at it. Oh, go. I forgot about this match.
Yeah, because they were actually mostly properly geared up.
Yeah, oh wow, Alec, you've never seen me in jeans. That's right. You haven't really known me before my hand stopped working. Lot of double kills with these guys. And this is fun because the longsword stuff at this point, that's them. Richie is devoted to Meyer, so his training is very much from the Meyer books and videos online. I don't do a lot of two-handed sword training. It's just not something I do a lot of. Jim's got some interesting things. And got to work noon to 8 Central Time, Saturday, Sunday. Got to work on my room before going to bed. Lord help us all this weekend. Absolutely, Sarah. But what you're seeing is now because they're geared up, they're taking the shots a lot faster, a lot harder,
and
a lot of
headshots.
And watching this, I'd say they're missing opportunities for some quick leg shots that I'm seeing. And Rich is just not capitalizing on his superior reach.
Yeah.
Well, I want to check. Yeah, they're using the exact same sword, just different colors. And those are Rawlings synthetic sabers. I have them still, or some of them. They're just a bit heavier.
Rich just went for a leg shot there.
Yeah, see? I probably said something about that.
But they also, even at this time, both their legs weren't, and they're better than they are now, but
Oh, yeah.
I think they both understood that a leg shot could
be problematic.
definitely be more harm than anything, even with their calibration.
And that is something that's important. Everybody I work with has, except I think Joe, has some physical limitations or like pretty hefty traumas they're working through. So there's a lot more courage and a lot more dedication than shows up here. Jim is in braces up to his knees because he's missing pieces of his feet. There are, I have to wear braces that are, under my shoes and things, if you lifts and other weirdnesses to function. Back then, I had to have a set assortment of back braces and things that were, under my clothing to keep me held together. We all come from a very interesting background. I hope you find it. Joe, just for absolute shoots and giggles, could you go to the very first video, the upright one, where I am showing people, because I set up the channel originally because I was requested by a gentleman we knew as Dude, who was in the guild at the time. He wanted me to record and publish the 8 main guards in the simple sword. So it's the very first video.
Yep. This should be it here. Share basic drilling. So yeah, this should be it.
Yep, that's it. This is ancient Nick.
And this is 10 years ago. This is according to
we should do
YouTube.
something for being 10 years old. I should figure out what, if we've passed the date. But this was classic Nick when I had at the Blue House, when I had the posters up on the garage that were magneted, posters of the different footworks and cutting things. But guards, there are 8 for online, for offline. First guard, you always start your sets from a sheath position. I obviously don't have a sheath, but I'm implying one. This is to teach you to counter draw. When you draw, you pull. So your arm and back, your offhand, in this case, is moving backwards while your on-hand, your primary, is pulling forward. So shink, you're going to pull straight up. The blade is vertical. The true edge, which is the edge you hack with, is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you'll note the shots are smooth. With this guard, you're blocking an attack to your head, and you're targeting their shoulders or upper thigh because it angles in. Okay, the second guard is the second position. It's 90 degrees down. And you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one of the 2 primary counter guards. You're going to start that guard from third, which I will show you, and then this is third. We're going to get back to it in a second, but for the proper application of second and later fourth, you start in third position, you parry out into second and extend. What this is doing is catching the blade and sending the shot back. It will deflect it. Your optimal goal is to get this edge where at the point where your guard meets your blade, creates a sort of vacuum. The blade gets pulled down, deflected out. You want that to end up very close to your flank. You don't want to be way out here because it makes an opening. It's more so in fourth. So, rotate, catch, and throw. That's second. Third is the straightforward, this is the mother shot. This is where almost every shot you throw is going to come from. You want to practice especially your lunges because it's a very natural shot. God, I had knees. Fourth, you keep your elbow tucked, and I want you to see fourth from the side. As much as possible, it's harder for women. Keep your elbow tucked
and bend at the elbow for the block. Okay? So you're bending at the elbow as the initial catch. You want to stop when your wrist, the little angle, and your flank are all lined up, and then you want to counter. So third, bam, bam. This is fourth. Okay? Those are the 4 linear guards. The offline guards, again, starting from a sheath position, are 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I teach them as one fluid motion to build up fluidity in the joints and to give you an idea of where you're going from each. I'll go over it again. 5th, notice you are always leading with the true edge. So when you go to switch to 6th, you're going to disengage your blade. There's a slight rotation so that the downward slash is then leading with the true edge. From 6th, you're going to disengage at the wrist and elbow. You're still keeping your arm pressed pretty close. This is to defend your kidneys and your other vital areas. This is a good, secondary meat shield. So up to 7th. This is a very nice guard because this is going to catch the shots that are coming. If somebody were to chop at me like that, boom, this gives me that lovely block. And then down to 8th. 8th covers low. These are integrated, both attacks and defenses. The idea being you can easily move from one into the other, giving you a lovely defense while giving you the exact same motions you would use to hack at someone, even if you mix the rhythm up. There's a 9th guard that is fully extended with your hand in 4th. Upright, you're aiming at the face or throat. That is the Spanish guard or Spanish defense, and that is for a different style that I'm doing right now. How's that?
And Maddie was running the camera.
These
Yes,
guards,
that is
there
the
are
hat.
8 for
That is
online.
the hat, which is the hat, Alec. That is the hat I used to wear everywhere, every day from, it's 35 years ago. I got that for my dad's 40th birthday as a gift. And he said, that's an old man hat. I'm not wearing it. I said, fine. You always said, always buy somebody something you liked. If you don't want it, I'll wear it. And I wore it till I wore out the lining and it fell out. Amanda had to get me a replacement. But because when we moved down here, it didn't give enough sun protection. So I had to switch to the hat you're used to seeing me in. And because it was always cold, hence the lovely scarf. I mean, I was a whole different creature back then. But that video
years ago, we both were.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes. Alec, that video, if you are going to study the moves, the basic drills, that's the one you really want to just zoom in on. Because I didn't have the damage that I have to work around now. So it was crisper and cleaner, which is part of why I did that recording. Longevity. I do to this day, and I've done every day that I could hold a sword, 20 of each of those on each arm every night. That is my standard drilling. People keep asking, and I'm like, that is literally what I do every night, with the addition of a bit of a backstretch flexor where I hold my blade, and I do both arms at the same time to get more dynamic motion. But pivot, elbows in, and this is to work my back flexors because it's fixing some issues I have. And then I do shoulder rolls because these shoulders have been dislocated. My right one very severely when I was working. So I have to be careful both to keep it in and to make sure that I don't develop bone spurs. So, yes, I do that every night. I will be doing that in about an hour and a half. I usually do it right around 11:30. I'm kind of a creature of habit. Do you have anything you want to talk about, Joe? Since, you're here, I'm not trying to talk over you.
Nothing I can think of offhand.
All right. But yes, please, guys, when I say there's a lot on this channel, you can deep dive and find some of it good, some of it bad, some of it absolutely hilarious. Yeah. It's funny to look back and go, wow, yeah, I've been doing this for that long. Okay. And I've been teaching this stuff from since 2001. But actually between 2000 and 2001. I had started doing teaching as I was learning, which is not something you're supposed to do, but that's how I learn, is I show it to others, because then I have to understand exactly what I'm doing. And Nick is now a devious little man, or more than before. I don't know if I'm qualified to answer a question about myself like that, if that makes sense. But I would say I am much more refined.
I'm pleading the fifth.
Oh, no, you can fully. There's been like some pretty hefty neurological damage between then and there, so you never know. But a lot of therapy and other things. I looked at the only picture of me and my dad before he passed, and wow, it's interesting. Oh, really? Okay, cool. But guys, I think Joe is right. Eager to get back to the green room and the shenanigans there. And I have some things I need to tend to before the night has passed. So guys, you know the deal. Do your drills. Keep your eyes open. Be kind to yourself and each other. As always, friends, thank you for supporting your local Swordmaster. I will see you next week right here. And next Monday at 10 a.m. on the sister channel to this, the at Nicholas Talker channel for Nevermind the Furthermore. Till then, toodles, folks.
Have a good night, folks.